Well, welcome everybody to our session for today. Wonderful to be with you live. And for those of you that are going to be watching the recording, hello to you as well. Great to be with you guys. Super excited. Tomorrow is a special day, guys. Today's a special day. We've got a lot of fun stuff today, but tomorrow, I can't wait to see you guys live. Those of you that have signed up for the 5K, we've got our 5K tomorrow. And we got Stephanie on, we got Crystal on. I'd love for you guys, if you want to say anything regarding the 5K, I just can't wait to give you a high five, right, in person. So it's been way too long. Steph, do you have any words? You want to share anything?
Yes, there's a really fun event planned for you. The Lacer staff have worked really hard to make sure we make it a very lively and fun, exciting experience for you. You're gonna love the environment. You'll get the water in the middle of the trail and then the backdrop of the mountains. So it's just beautiful. I think it's supposed to be a little cooler tomorrow, so I think the weather may just work out for us tomorrow. So looking forward to a really great event. Crystal, anything you want to add?
Yes, that I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody in person and outdoors, and it's going to be fun to see Sean. And yeah, well, you know what? I've met Sean in person.
It's been a while, Crystal. It's been a while.
Up close and in person is going to be great. And it should be fun. I know Stephanie has been there to really see the landscape, but from what I saw, it looks like it's a beautiful scenery, and it should be nice. So you all just get there, early. We'll be starting at 8. Getting everything going. Check-in is at 8:30, and we'll have granola bars. I did send in the attachment a fuel thing that Sean sent of things that you can eat prior to the walk, but there will be bananas, granola bars, Gatorade, and water for you to snack on. Okay. So we look forward to seeing you. And Rhonda, I know, will be helping out as well. And some of the champions will be helping out as well. Hey, Irene.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning,
Nice
Irene.
to see everybody. Good morning.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. You and your group, you and your team, Irene.
We'll be there, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
It's gonna be so much fun.
I know Irene already said she's going to be in the you're going to be in the advanced group, Irene, or the beginners group?
I think beginner.
That's good.
Okay.
That's right. I'm in the beginner group too, so it's going to be fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Sean
We
is going
have
to be leading the
company.
beginner group. Yep, I was part of that group as well. All right, Sean, back over to you.
Okay, well, thanks, Crystal. And guys, whatever level you are at, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, we're going to have, like Stephanie and Crystal said, we're going to have so much fun. It's going to be a reunion in a lot of ways, right? It feels like that. It kind of feels like a reunion. It's been years that we've actually had a chance to get together live, but
Yeah, and I think Sean, this may be like the first 5K type of event. I don't recall that there's ever been this type of event in the past. So this is kind of exciting to be the first.
Right, it is the first.
absolutely. I'm so happy you said that, Steph, because guys, hopefully if this what we expect from this event, we'd love to do this like every year. It'd be so much fun, right? To look forward to something like this that we can train for. And we're going to talk about that today. This idea of we're going to dig deep into our why. We're going to really look at the power of purpose and making fitness meaningful. And I think having something like this to train for, like a 5K, I'll share with you just a quick story. I have a client who has struggled with her weight. Really, she has shared with me her entire life. And as we got to working together with one another, I asked her, I said, what's a dream that you have related to your fitness and health? And she said this to me. She said, Sean, I would just love to be able to walk a 5K. That's my dream, right? So we put that out there as her goal, her wish. And what's amazing, it's been over a year. She's lost over 100 pounds. She has began to move her body daily. Here's the crazy thing. She not only smashed that 5K goal, she's now training for a 10K, right? So it doesn't matter where you are, whatever fitness level you may be, just know by setting that goal ahead of you, it begins to pull you. It begins to remind you, like, why? And that's the question we're going to talk a lot about today. Why am I training? Why am I exercising? Why am I eating healthy? We have to answer that for that deeper motivation, right? So we're gonna dive deep into that. So I couldn't be more excited to see you guys. Really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a blast. So with that, why don't we dive in, guys? Hopefully, do me a favor, if you wouldn't mind, grab a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper. We're going to be doing some mental exercises today, as well as some physical exercises, but I really want to help you begin to connect that deeper motivation relating to your own fitness and health, and begin to wish and begin to dream. I saw a movie last night, guys. I highly recommend King Richard. It is the story of the amazing story of Venus and Serena. And oh my gosh, you guys, how many of you have seen that movie? Oh, it was so good. Just the beauty of it was, I thought, of a loving father, he was tough on him, right? He was tough on him, but you could see his love and affection for these girls and trying to protect them. I think there were 5 girls in the family, if I'm not mistaken, can't remember, but just to see the way it was portrayed, the way that she was guided, but notice she had a purpose. There were goals set out early in life, and she began to strive for them. Not only that, in the family, there were, I think he kept saying, like, we've got doctors in this family, we got lawyers in this family, we got champions in this family, and that propelled them. It just pulled them. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. So
Can I just say, Sean, I loved how the father constantly casted identity into his children. Like, they just knew who they were. And when they went out into the world, because he had repeated that and reinforced that at home, they knew who they were out in the world. And that was just beautiful.
Yes. Steph, you know what, you just saying that, it's really interesting because a lot of us are in a place, like my daughter right now, she's actually celebrating her 27th birthday coming up this week. She's already talking about, she's been married for 2 years, and she's been talking about having a baby. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to be a granddad, right? I mean, I can't even believe saying that, like I'm going to be a grandfather, hopefully sometime soon. But beginning to think about the impact that we can have on our family, on our friends, on others, just by living a life of health and well-being. That really, guys, and I want you to write this down. This is why we train, right? This is why we exercise. Like, what is the why? What is the reason for exercising? I have a buddy who sends me every day his workout. Like, I just did this. I did my weights today, and I always give him like high five, way to go. But I'll constantly remind him, like when he's with his family on vacation, or he's a pastor, so he has a very important job, right? Every week he's helping people with their spiritual faith. And I'll remind him, this is why we train, right? This is why we take care of our health. This is why we do these things for the greater purposes that we're being called to in our lives, right? Whether that's family, whether that's our faith, whether it's whatever it may be, that's why, right? Because sometimes the motivation isn't just, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to get into that pair of pants. I mean, that's great, it's good, but it's not going to be enough. We need something bigger. So we're going to dive into that. I'm excited. This is my favorite topic. If you've been with us and you remember us talking about why, I want you to dig a little bit deeper today and begin to connect the dots. Okay. So with that, if Steph or Crystal, if you guys have anything else to say before we dive into our time together. All righty. Okay,
We're good.
Good. Well, again, it's so great to be with you all. What a privilege and a pleasure to just work together with you guys. So we're going to talk about making fitness meaningful. Again, for those of you that are signed up, I believe our registration is already closed. We're overwhelmed by the response of how many people are going to be there. Can't wait to see you tomorrow morning. I will say one thing, guys. If you are used to having breakfast, feel free to have your breakfast, but I would encourage you to have at least 2 hours before the 5K event. We're going to have some light snacks there for you so you can fuel properly. Wear a good pair of tennis shoes. Obviously, that's super important about your foot care. We're going to do a nice, easy warm up. And I want to let you know, if you've not been walking consistently, don't worry about that at all. We're going to have our beginner group. We're going to be going at a pace. We're going to have some fun. We're going to literally stay together as a group, and we're going to have an opportunity to connect with each other and have a great time. Those of you that want to run, you're going to be in an advanced group, or again, feel free. If you may want to start with a run and then you want to pull back to a walk, you can come back to the intermediate group. So it'll be super fun, super safe, and really looking forward to that tomorrow. And give it up for really our staff guys, Lacer's staff. I mean, Stephanie, Crystal, Betty, Catherine, I mean, all of you guys, I mean, everybody involved really has made a tremendous effort in putting this together. So thank you guys. Just a great job. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's talk about, again, if you have not had an opportunity, if you're new, please make sure that you fill out this form that provides us with a little bit of information about if there are any health risks that we need to be aware of, that you need to be aware of. So make sure you please fill that form out if you have not done that. I'd love to start our time with a little celebration. Let's talk about the last few weeks, guys. Let's talk about any wins that you may have had over the last few weeks. Could be anything. It could be, I'm signed up for the 5K. That's a win. That's a big win, right? It could be, I noticed myself last month, we talked about strength training. We talked about the power of resistance training, what it does to our health and our well-being. So in chat, if you wouldn't mind, just throw out a couple of wins that you may have experienced, maybe one win that you had. And if anybody wants to share live, feel free to unmute yourself, and I'll take a minute just to see if anybody wants to share with us what their win may be. And I'm gonna ask Stephanie. Stephanie, did you have a win, girl? What was a win? Crystal, did you have a win?
I have one. So
Yeah.
I went to a retreat on Friday, and I met someone. Actually, she was a facilitator of the retreat. Found out that she lives in my city. Not only does she live in my city, she lives in my neighborhood.
Oh,
And I
wow.
says, I'm looking for a walking partner. She says, well, I love walking. And so we will start walks together in our neighborhood. So that was a win for me. I
Oh.
needed it for the accountability and for the community. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, wow, Steph, that is beyond a win. That is like super celebration. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I love it. That's going to encourage all of us too, right? To go.
Yes. So in the chat, I have George says, I sleep better with some light exercise.
Wow. Way to go, George. Good job.
And Irene says, attended chair exercise at my local park, El Carrizo Park, geared for seniors. Great class.
Great. Good. Keep
And then
it
I
coming.
have Jeanette. She says, I'm using my weights more often to help exercise and stretch my arms and shoulders after typing for a while.
Great. That's fantastic. Anybody else? These are great. You inspire us, guys, by all that you're doing and sharing that. Obviously gives us really an inspiration, right?
Wow, Rachel, she said, I lowered my blood pressure by 10 points by not sitting so much and drinking water.
Woohoo, Rachel. This is great. Great job, guys.
Wonderful, Rachel.
That is so cool. You made our day, honestly.
Yes,
Anybody
you
else?
did. All of you did. So encouraging.
So good. So good.
Arlene?
Yes, Charlene, do you want to go ahead and do yours?
I started walking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I try to do 6,000 to 7,000 steps. Whereas before I was just going once around in the park, but I decided I was gonna step it up a little bit more. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, between 6,000 and 7,000 steps per day.
Wow. Wow. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So you have one of those counters on yourself that counts the steps?
Yes, the little watch thing, that little watch you put on your wrist. I have that.
Oh, okay.
Way to go. Congratulations. That is fantastic. Good, good, good. Anybody else? Anybody else before we dive into our topic for today? Okay, be thinking about it though, guys. Honestly, if there's something that you want to just, and can I say this? We're not used to doing this. We're not used to patting ourselves on the back, but it is scientifically proven that as you voice what you're proud of, what you are really thankful for, right? The ability to go for that walk, the ability to do strength training, whatever it may be, it begins to rewire your brain. It literally does. You begin to think differently about fitness. Even hearing these accomplishments from others, do you notice how it kind of shifts your mood a little bit? Like, wow, maybe I want to start doing that. That's really interesting. So thank you
Yeah,
for
Sean, we have one
Yeah.
more from
Yeah, go
Rhonda.
Yeah.
She says, I'm signed up for the 5K and it is a blessing because 3 months ago I was having foot problems.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it is important to stop and consider, what we're capable of doing, right? Even if we have an injury, I know many times I've worked with clients where they have a knee issue or a back issue, and we find a way to still continue to move outside of that to protect them, right? But to get them back to where they're at full strength. So again, as we go in our workout today, guys, be careful, be mindful of your surroundings. I really want to encourage you to do even a couple of the moves with us. So ideally, I'd love to see you on camera so I can at least identify and maybe provide you with a little bit of feedback, a little bit of cueing, for example, so that helps us to know, A, you're safe and everything's okay, but also B, that gives you a little bit more of a personalized experience when we're working out together. So if you don't mind, that would be super helpful. Okay, we'll start off with this quote, one of my favorite quotes of ever. Mark Twain, famous writer, author, right? The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. And I think for most of us, we would agree with that. And the idea of finding our why, the idea of living our why, is something that we don't talk enough about. I think this is a subject, guys, that is super important, not only for ourselves, but for our children or our grandchildren or our nephews and nieces, our neighbors, you name it. If we can help people connect their greater purpose with whatever they're doing in life, watch out. Watch out. Again, I'm thinking of Serena. I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, what purpose they had and still have today. Unbelievable. So Marshall, my friend Marshall Johnson, dear friend of mine, amazing athlete, guys, NFL player, played in the league for over 10 years. Just a phenomenal individual. What's interesting about Marshall, I met him when he was in his mid 40s, long after football was done. He was out of the league now for I think it was over 12 years. He told me he lost his why. He lost his motivation. He lost his sense of purpose because he was no longer competing as an NFL athlete. So he told me, he goes, Sean, I've gained 40 pounds. My blood pressure's high. I'm really struggling with my energy. I'm flat out. He said this, he goes, I'm just feeling depressed. And so we began to talk about goals. We started talking about what if you had a wish, and I'd love to have you answer this question, guys, in chat or on your piece of paper. If you had a wish to change something related to your health and well-being, what would it be? Anything, any wish that you may have. It could be related to your fitness. It could be related, maybe it's a health goal, maybe it's a blood pressure, cholesterol, maybe something else. But what would be a wish that you have? And I'd love to have you put that in chat. And Crystal, let me know if anybody provides some of those wishes, and we'll read them as we go.
Okay.
But Marshall, this is Marshall, guys. Some of you have seen this picture, but Marshall, yeah, this is after 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Look at the difference. Not only in Marshall, look at it, look at his face, guys. Just look at his face, his countenance, right? Like, he's a different person. In just 12 weeks, he began to focus on his food. He began to focus on his fitness. But I want to share something with you that many of you may not know. Look at not only his physique. He told me, he said, Sean, my waist in this picture with the red shirt, burgundy shirt, was the same size as when he was 19 years old. And here's even more impressive. How old do you think Marshall is in this picture? He's over 63 years old in that picture. I mean,
I thought I was gonna say 40s.
right? Doesn't he look like he's in his 40s? So he knocked off so many years when you think about it. But more importantly, that's not why he did this. This is not why he lost the weight, lowered his blood pressure, became fit and strong again. He told me his why. He said, Sean, it was for my grandsons. He had 4 grandsons, has 4 grandsons. And this is what he said to me, you guys. He said, I want to pour into their lives for the rest of my life. I'm like, wow, what a why, what a sense of purpose and meaning behind going for that walk, going for that run, lifting weights, whatever you're doing. He kept connecting it back to, this is why I train. This is why I'm doing this. So again, that's my hope, guys, is we begin to dig and think about your why. It's going to become clearer to you. It's going to become really something that I hope is very personal. Vic Strecker, actually I've met Vic. He's an author. He's a researcher at the University of Michigan. Look at the benefits of knowing your greater purpose in life. Unbelievable. Living longer, protecting against heart disease, Alzheimer's, stress, lowered, greater relationships, immune system. I love this one, guys. Number 7 is probably the most important one. People that have found their purpose adopt healthier lifestyles, which is interesting because I think for many of us, we find a reason to take care of our well-being and health. So I want to take you through a little exercise, guys. I think this will be super helpful for you. I've shared with some of you in previous sessions the word kavanah. Kavanah is a Hebrew word. It's a rabbinical word and phrase that's shared with students. When rabbis are teaching their students, they're having their students come to the sacred scriptures. They'll remind them to come with kavanah, to come with intention. This is the meaning of the word. It means intention, focus, and it really provides a direction of the heart, right? Like really focused energy. And so what really rabbis encourage their students to do is come with that intention. And what happens? It opens a window to the soul. It opens up a window to our mind. And I think when we think about even looking at purpose, it's very similar. It's going to open windows. It's going to open doors. And that's what we really are going to do today. We're going to start talking about that. So before we dive into all of that information, let's do a little workout together. Let's spend some time getting moving. If you wouldn't mind, this is going to be in your notes, guys. So be well aware that we'll be able to get this information to you if you don't have it already. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up my video. And if you wouldn't mind, guys, put yourself on video so I can see you, especially if you're planning on moving with us. We're going to do some light movement. We're going to just boost our energy. So whatever you feel comfortable doing, let us know and we'll do it together. Okay. Any questions before we get started though? Thumbs up, everybody. Y'all good? Awesome. 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 Okay, guys. So here we go. What we're going to do first is we're going to start with the lighter workout. It's really more of a chair activity. So what I want you guys to do is just go ahead and stand up if you'd like to. In fact, be very cognizant of it. Hang on one second. I'm going to pull this. I think I've got the wrong video. Yeah, let me start with the other video. Hang on, guys. Yeah, let's go this one. There we go. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, go ahead and get comfortable. We're going to go right here, guys. And all I want you to do is, first movement we're going to do is a light jump rope. Oh, as my dog joins us, that's Sophie. She's getting comfortable. I'm going to have you pretend that you're jumping rope. Okay, now a couple things when you're going to see in the workout. When you jump rope, guys, just think of pretending to hold handles in your hand, have that rope behind you, and you're just going to come up on the balls of your feet. Notice I'm just literally just raising my heels off the ground. Okay, I'm not jumping. Okay, so that's all I want you to do is rotate your hands, and you're going to feel this in your calf. Okay, so this is a great movement to do when you're sitting for a long period of time. Just nice and easy, rotate your hands. Okay, so we're going to start this together. Okay, be very gentle with your movements, guys. I want to make sure that you're all comfortable in your moving. Okay, so I'm going to have you follow along. Hang on one second. Here we go, guys. I have the wrong video up again. Hang on. I'll get it here. Here we go. Yeah, keep moving while you're doing that, guys. There you go. I love it. You guys are smart. Here we go. Here it is. Okay. Now let me get it. I'm going to pull this up, guys. Here we go. All righty. Where did my screen go? Hang on, fellas. There we go. Oh, there we are. Okay. All right, guys. So all I want you to do is just start with some, in fact, let's start with some deep breathing, guys. Let's just start with some deep, deep breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose. Inhale deep. Raise your arms above your head. Inhale deeply, slowly down and exhale. Let's do that 3 times, just 3 times. Inhale deeply, slowly exhale. Good job. One more time. Inhale deeply, slowly down and exhale. Okay, grab that rope. And what I'm going to have you do is follow Brooke. We're going to just pretend that we're on the balls of our feet and we're just going to rotate. That's what we're going to do today. Okay, we're going to just do that simple movement. Okay, start with marching in place, just nice and easy. And then we'll come to our jump rope. We're going to do this about 4 times, nice and easy. Let the blood flow. Let's increase our motion. Okay, nice and easy. Now, as you're swinging your arms, like tomorrow when you're walking, the faster your arms move, the faster your feet will move, which is interesting, right? Again, you don't have to jog. You can just march in place, nice and easy. Good job. Well done. Now, just get ready. We're going to go to the jump rope in just a second. Here we go. Okay, on the balls of our feet. All I want you to do is a light warm up. You don't have to jump, just like Brooke. She's just coming up on the balls of her heel. Good job, guys. Okay, here we go. Nice and smooth. Good work. Here we go. Good job, guys. Remember to smile. Helps so much. Good job. Way to go, Steph. Love it, Crystal. Good job, Rachel. Good job, guys. Keep it going. Let me check you out. Keep going. Looking good. Oh, good job, Sylvia. Come on, Danny. That's it, Danny. Good job. Way to go, Bernadette. All right, guys, you're looking good. Well done. Go, Jeanette. Okay, bring it down. Bring it down now. I want you to march in place. Slow it down. Good. We're going to vary between jumping rope and marching. Good job, Rachel. Way to go, Sylvia. Good job, Danny. Again, nice and easy. Tomorrow, when you come on our 5K, again, beginner, intermediate, advanced, we're going to make sure that we're safe and comfortable. So same thing today, go at your own pace. Okay, set number 2. Let's go a little bit faster with our jump rope. Brooke's going side to side. You don't have to do that. You can just stay on the balls of your feet. Good job, Rachel. Way to go, Danny. Come on, Bernadette. I love it. Good job, guys. You're looking really good. Nice job. Keep moving. Looking good, everybody. Good. Now, Brooke's doing 1 foot at a time. You don't have to do that. You can stay with both feet. Again, this is a great exercise, guys, to do during the day as you're sitting maybe for a while. Now, Brooke's going side to side, right? Side to side, forward and back. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, right? Good job. Nicely done. Jumping rope is one of the best things you can do for your lymphatic system. It's really beneficial movement. Way to go, Charlene. Good job. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of our second set. Good job. Okay, bring it down. Bring it down. Let's march in place now. Good job. Oh, my goodness, Charlene. What do you have on there? I love it. Good job. Looking good. Good job, guys. Okay, slow it down. Let your heart rate recover now. Let your heart rate recover. How are we doing, Bernadette? You doing okay? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Danny, good. Sylvia, how we doing? Rachel, how we doing? Good job. That's all I can see. I can see. Oh, Steph, I got you on camera. I got you. Steph, how we doing, girl? Good, Crystal. Okay, good job. Okay, third set. Same thing. Stay here if you want, guys. Just nice and easy, nice and easy. This is beneficial. Oh my goodness, Crystal, you're burning up the floor. Good job. Well done. Good job, Steph. That's excellent. Good job. Again, whatever pace you want to go, this will help you strengthen the calf muscle, the lower leg. Good job. Moving side to side. You can even step side to side if you want to. That's helpful. Good job, Charlene. I love it, guys. You look great. Stay with it. Again, you can go 1 foot at a time if you want. You don't have to do that. Good job. Almost done, guys. Stay with it. Finish strong. Good job. Well done. Looking good. Stay with it, guys. And we're coming to the end of this set. Way to go, Rachel. I love it, Danny. Oh, my goodness. Okay, bring it down now. Bring it down. Good job. How we doing, team? Y'all good? Okay, last one. Last one. Go at your own pace. Again, if you just want to stay here, that's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Nice and easy. You're probably noticing your heart rate, okay? It's probably up there. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. We're boosting our energy, increasing the blood flow. Well done, guys. Last one, okay? Make the last set the best set, but be safe, okay? Get ready. All right, guys. Get ready for that jump rope. Here we go. Okay, guys. Again, if you want, just stay with 2 feet on the ground. Nice and easy, guys. Good job. Well done. Go, Steph. You're crushing it. Way to go, Crystal. Good job, Charlene. Oh, you guys are I can't believe it. Good job. Go, Sylvia. Come on, Rachel. Rachel's smiling the whole workout, you guys. The whole time. Danny, I love it, buddy. Good job, Bernadette. Way to go, girl. I love it. You guys look fantastic. Jeanette. Love it. Love it. Good job. We're finishing. We're coming to the end of it. Take a deep breath. Almost there, guys. Almost finished. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Good job. Way to go, everybody. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I'm going to pause just for a second. Go ahead and take a breather, guys. How we doing? Y'all good? Take a breather. Take a breather. Okay. Now, take a deep breath. Raise your arms above the head. Inhale deeply, slowly down, and exhale. Let your heart rate come down. Let it come down. That's part of the reason why we do what's called interval training. We'll go fast, then we'll go slow. We'll go fast. Guys, tomorrow in our 5K, you can do the same thing. You can walk fast, and then you can go slow. Walk fast, and then go slow. Okay, now let's go to our strength training part of the workout, okay? Now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have you watch the video just to demonstrate for just a moment. What I'd like you to do is think about you're climbing and you're pulling a rope down. Pull with your right hand, lift your left leg, opposite arm, opposite leg, or same arm, same leg. It doesn't matter. Reach high and pull. Reach high and pull and step at the same time. So it's literally like you're marching in place, guys, but you're reaching above your head and pulling down. Think of really flexing your arm. Tighten the muscle of the bicep as you pull down, okay? Good job. Again, you can step. This is a great balance exercise, guys, a really good balance exercise, as well as strengthening the whole body. This is a good warm-up exercise. Danny, that's really good, but I love how high you're bringing your leg up. Really good. Excellent. Keep going. You're doing great. Reach that arm up. So, guys, if this is the only move that you did, right, just this movement, this would be of great benefit throughout the day. Like just do a minute at a time. Good job. Give me a high five, everybody. High five. Good job. Way to go. Okay. Now we go to our second exercise. How are we doing, everybody? Okay. Take your right hand, put it on your chest, on your heart. Take a deep breath. Again, you want to slow your heart rate down just a little bit, just to recover. Okay. Let's go to our next exercise. Now, again, we're going to think of pretending you have 2 ropes in your hands or 2 drumsticks. And I want you to think of beating that drum, okay? Just beat that drum. That's it. And again, put your feet about shoulder width apart and just notice how Brooke's lowering her position now. She's lowering her body weight, so she's getting a little bit of a squat. Then you can step out with your left leg, step out with your right leg, and continue that drumming. Good job, guys. Way to go. Let me get a little bit of music for you. Good job. Good job. Keep it going. Good work, everybody. Way to go, Danny. Way to go, Sylvia. Way to go, Crystal. Way to go, Steph. Good job. Again, just drumming. That's all you're doing. Way to go, Charlene. Come on, Irene. I love it. Way to go, guys. Looking good, everybody. Jeanette, way to go, girl. Way to go. Okay, bring it down now. Bring it down. How we doing, team? You all right? Good. Okay, now we're going to pretend that we're pulling. Think of, guys, if you were tugging a rope, right? Good job. How we doing? Pull. And we're going to step and pull 2 times, 3 times, and then we're going to go the other leg and then pull the opposite side, guys. Good job. Lean into it. Bend your legs, guys. Get down in a squat. Danny, that's perfect. That's perfect. Good, Sylvia. Good, Rachel. Reach out in front of you and pull. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Switch sides. Right leg in front, and we're going to pull the opposite direction. Again, guys, think of flexing your muscles as you do it. 2 and 3, and then we're going to switch sides. Good job. Well done, Rachel. Good work, guys. Looking really good. Way to go, Steph. Way to go, Crystal. Good job, everybody. Again, this will get your heart rate going. It's a great exercise pretending that you're pulling a rope like a tug of war, right? You're going to grab and pull, right? This is a great rope exercise. Really good, everybody. Well done. Let me pause for 1 second. I want to remind you of something. The lower you go, guys, so you can stay here and just pull, or you can bend your knees and pull. You're going to get a little bit more of the leg involvement as you bend your knees. Great job. Okay, now we're going to move to our core. Take a deep breath. Inhale, down and exhale. Well done. How we doing, everybody? Give me 2 thumbs up or 1 thumb up. Okay, everybody okay? Good, 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 good. Okay, here we go. Let's go to our core now. We've been doing a lot of core work. What I'd like you to do, guys, I want you to put your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Reach across your body and pull an imaginary rope across your body. Switch arms and pull. Good job. Left arm, and then go with right arm. Good job. Or opposite, doesn't matter. Reach. Good job. Rotate your body, guys. Follow your hands. Just with your eyes, look at your arm, your fist as you're pulling. Good job. Allows you to turn your torso. This works the waist area, the abdominals, and the oblique muscles. Good job, Steph. That's perfect. Good job, Crystal. Exactly. Now notice Brooks bending her knees now. Try that, guys. Bend your knees a little bit, and you're going to feel this a little bit more in the lower body. Reach across the body. Good. Reach across the body. Oh, I love it. Looking great. Well done, Irene. Good, Charlene. You guys look fantastic. Sylvia, that's perfect. Danny, that baby. Good job, man. Jeanette, good job. Well done. You guys look fantastic. Thank you for putting your cameras on. That helps me a lot. Bernadette, thank you. Good job. Okay, take a breather. How are we doing, team? Everybody okay? Okay, now we're going to reach across our body and pull down, and then we're going to come up to the opposite side and pull down. Imagine you're pulling a rope and pulling. Now notice Brooke's going to bend her legs and bend down. Pull that rope. Good job, guys. That's it. Excellent. Reach high and pull low. Good. Reach high and pull low. You're coming across your body, across your body, across your, good. That's it. I love it. Looking good, Irene. Way to go, Charlene. Excellent. Stephanie, that's perfect. Excellent. Way to let your head go with your hands, Steph. That's perfect. Crystal, excellent, 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 excellent. You guys look great. Oh, you guys are pros. Rachel, that a girl. Way to go, sweetie. Good job. Way to go, Sylvia. I love it. I love it, Danny. Oh my goodness. Danny, that's perfect, bud. Just pull that rope down. Almost finished. Almost finished. Reach up. You should be feeling warm by now. Your body is warm. Good job. Way to go. Way to go. Okay, now I want you to put your literally think about crossing your right foot over your left foot. And I want you to slowly, guys, slowly bend down. Okay, let's do the other side. Brooke's switching legs now. We're going to switch left over right, slowly bend down, stand up. We're going to hold for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and then up. Cross hand. Now, notice Brooke's doing this, guys. This is a balance exercise as well as a stretching exercise. We're going to cross our legs a little bit wider and slowly bend down. You don't have to go, you can stay there for a little bit if you like and then switch. But when you do this workout during the week, you can hold it for a count of 1, 2, 3, and then switch legs. The reason for that is we're using this as a balance movement. Good, Danny. Go nice and slow. Be easy on your body. Good job, guys. Now, you don't have to do this one, but let me show you. This is a lunge position that Brooke's in. If you want, just do it standing, guys. Go ahead and put your left foot forward, your right foot back, okay? And all I want you to do is think about just slowly bending that left knee, okay? Keep the right foot down on the ground, and you can just stay in a lunge position. Good. You're going to feel a stretch in the calf, okay? And that's good. The reason why is our calf may be sore from the jumping rope, okay? Brooke's doing this more as a hip exercise. So during the week when you try this, go ahead and perform this. Sylvia, when you do this, sweetie, keep your eyes up, Sylvia. So look straight ahead, Sylvia, like you're looking at the wall. Don't look down, because when you look down, it causes your body to go down, right? So look straight ahead. That's it, Sylvia. Perfect. Good, Rachel. Good, guys. Excellent. Again, this is a great hip stretch. If you have hip issues, this is a really nice exercise to bring into your routine. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right, guys, let me take a look at everybody. Good job. How are we doing, team? Let's breathe real deep. Inhale deeply, 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 deeply. Slowly down and exhale. Inhale again. Fill those lungs up, guys. Down and exhale. Well done. Give yourself a round of applause. Oh my goodness, that was great. Okay, have a seat. Have a seat. Take a break. Oh, Charlene, I love it, Charlene. Oh my gosh, Charlene, you got Charlene, what are you wearing there? You gotta unmute and talk to us.
Let me ask her to unmute.
Yeah.
Oh, where did that come from?
There you go.
You had it on the whole workout, Charlene. I love it.
Did I do that?
Somebody put it in your video filter. Is that on your face?
I love it. I love it.
I thought you were wearing a Halloween
Reindeer.
reindeer.
Oh, where did that
So
come
good.
from? Oh, wow. Who did that?
You have to go to your video filters and remove it.
Oh, my daughter probably did that when she was
Oh.
here, and then I didn't know she did that.
Oh, it's great. It was fun. I was watching the whole time. It was really, really cute. Good job, guys. Thank you. Well done. Okay, I want a little feedback. Tell me how you feel. How do you feel?
I'm hot. I'm hot. My body's warm. I'm on fire, and I'm sitting up here like, how many minutes was that?
That was over 12 minutes. About 12 minutes.
12
About
minutes.
12. Yeah.
I'm like, I got to get it together, because that 5K, I can barely hang with this.
You did great. You did great. I mean, guys, think about it. You just did 12 minutes of what's called burst training. It's really effective in so many ways. Like, notice when we were doing the marching in place and then the jump roping, right? Your heart rate was doing this. It was going slow and then high and then slow and then high. That's interval training. That type of training is super effective for our metabolism, for our circulation, our overall health. So literally 10 minutes a day is so effective, but that's just physical benefits. Then there's the mental benefits. You may feel a little bit more energy right now. You may feel a little bit more alertness and focus. You may have woke up this morning feeling like maybe a little down. A little bit of movement like this can make you feel a whole lot better, right? Anybody else want to share? How are you feeling?
Sylvia put in chat that she's breathing real hard. Rachel says she's with me. She said, but I can feel the energy. Irene said, makes me feel invigorated and alive.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love
Wonderful, ladies.
Yeah, great job. You guys were rocking it. Does anybody have any questions at all? Anything related to the movements? One thing I do want to point out, guys, be careful. We have a tendency to do this. Where your eyes go, your body goes. right? We were taught that in football. Wherever your head is going, your body's going, right? So when you think about this, when you're doing this motion, when you're looking down, it's going to cause your body to slowly come forward. So what I want you to think about, especially when you're doing these kind of rope pulls, follow your hands. So reach up and come across your body. Now, you're down here, but that's okay. Reach up again with your eyes and then slowly down. When you're doing a static movement, like a lunge, right? You want to make sure that your torso is tall, your shoulders are down, and you're strong in this position, as opposed to here, which is going to create a little bit of challenge with our lower back, right? So just try to think about that cue of where your eyes go, your body goes. Okay, so for the majority of the time, we want to keep our eyes just static in a static position, looking straight ahead. Okay.
I have a question regarding breathing and weights.
Yeah.
So breathing, what is the correct or the most effective way to breathe well? Because we know we tend to have a tendency to hold our breath
Yes.
when we're moving
Yes.
instead of breathing, because we're not really thinking about breathing. And then the other question I have is, can we add weights to those exercises?
Great. All the great questions, Steph. Let me take the first one. So I always tell my clients, whenever you're thinking about breathing, breathe comfortably throughout your movements. That's number one. Some people have a tendency to hold their breath during an exercise. You do not want to do that. So ideally, you want to think about inhaling on the exertion, right? So whenever you're doing, let's say like an arm curl, I'm doing this motion. So I'd like to exhale and then inhale, exhale, and then inhale. Now, power lifters, when you see them doing like a bench press, oftentimes they'll inhale on the low down and push. You'll even hear, like in karate, it's called kia, right? Like kia. So when you're doing the exertion, when you're doing the motion that's requiring more muscle work, that's when you want to expend or exhaust your air. So you want to push it out. But see, Steph, even saying that, sometimes we get in our head thinking, am I doing it right? The key is make sure that you're breathing, whether it's inhaling or exhaling, just make sure it's comfortable for you. You don't want to overbreathe, because then we may get lightheaded. We don't want that to happen, right? So again, if you're doing like an arm curl, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So let's do this together. That's a really good question, Stephanie, because we haven't talked enough about this. When you inhale, you want to inhale through your nose. So do this with me, guys. Inhale real deep right now. Inhale through your nose, fill your lungs with air, and then purse your lips and like you have a straw, and slowly exhale through your mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale deeply, hold the breath, exhale through pursed lips. 1 more time. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Good. Write this down, guys. I'm so glad you brought this up. 4, 7, 4. When you're not exercising and you're just sitting and you just want to boost your energy, this is a great strategy. It's called 4-7-4 breathing. It's called deep belly breathing, really, diaphragmatic breathing. So what I want you to think about is inhale in 4 seconds through your nose, hold the breath for 7 seconds, which can feel long. So if it's too long for you, let the air go, and then exhale for 4. Let's try that for just 3 repetitions, okay? So we're going to inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing deep breathing is one of the best ways to boost your energy if you're feeling tired. You know when we yawn, it's really our body's way of saying you need more oxygen. So breathing, deep breathing it's also very contagious, right? If somebody yawns, we yawn. but it typically is showing that our energy level, our oxygen level is low. And that's why when you do movement, you're re-energizing your body, you're re-oxygenating your body is what we're doing. So Steph, your second question was on, sorry, I forgot what your second question was.
Weights, adding weights to the exercise that we did today.
Absolutely. Yeah. So weights, especially like light dumbbells. This is a great workout. I don't have it in front of me, but like a water bottle would be excellent. So imagine, Steph, we're doing the reaching with a water bottle, right? With a water bottle. And then, yeah, absolutely. Start light. I would encourage you to start light. So holding 2 water bottles, I'm going to reach above my head, which is a challenge. And then I'm going to pull down. Here's what I think I want to make sure everybody understands. When you pull, imagine you flexing your muscles. It's called an isometric contraction. So try this real quick, guys. Take your arms, your hands, imagine you're holding a bar, okay? I want you to lower your hands down. And then as you come up, I want you to flex your biceps. Like if I were to come up to you and feel your muscles, I want you to flex. That's an isometric movement. Slowly lower your hands down, relax your muscle, and then come up again and flex your bicep. Research has shown just when you flex your muscle, that helps strengthen your muscle. So even if you didn't have any weights, just doing what's called an isometric movement. So these movements are designed to be isometric. We're pretending to pull a rope, but I'm really flexing my arm and pulling. I'm going to pull down again and flex my muscle, right? When you see a bodybuilder, when you see somebody that has really big, strong muscles, they are professionals at contracting their muscles. They know, typically you'll see a bodybuilder with not a lot of weight on the bar, but they are flexing every time. Every repetition they're flexing, and then they're going down slowly. So it's a little trick, but isometric training is really beneficial. But Stephanie, to your point, whenever you can add resistance safely, that's the key, right? Because you don't want to do something that may cause an injury. You want to be careful when you're doing something that you're rotating. When you rotate, and you maybe, let's say, for example, someone that hasn't trained in a while, you want to start with your body weight and then progress to a light water bottle, then maybe up to like a 5-pound weight, and then maybe an 8-pound weight, and then maybe a 10-pound weight, right? So you want to progress. So easy does it. And that's the beauty of strength training. You can continually challenge yourself and you will get stronger. And it doesn't matter how old we are. We could be in our 80s or 90s. I've seen clients in their 90s get stronger. It's unbelievable. I've seen clients, and I've read research of clients that have been with walkers, dependent upon a walker just to get around. They start doing some strength training, the stuff we're doing, they're throwing their walkers away. They don't have to use them anymore. I mean, what could be better than that, right? So Steph, I hope that helps. Those two, good. Yeah, any other questions? Charlene?
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't forget to drink your water.
Yes, exactly. In between reps, right? Just take a little swig. Awesome job, guys. Any other
Looks
questions?
like Jeanette has a question.
Yeah, go, Jeanette.
When we were doing the lunges, I was feeling a little bit shaky, so I used my chair to help me balance. What do you think is better, to use a chair or just not go down as far?
No, Jeanette. So I'm so proud of you. And Jeanette, you've been with us for, I think, quite some time. And you immediately did something that I should have reminded you all of. When you do lunges or you do any one-legged position movement, please feel comfortable to put your hand on a chair, on a table, on a desk, anything that allows you to maintain your balance. Over time, you can begin to lift your hand off of that chair or off of that table so you can challenge your balance. It's much like Stephanie was alluding to. When we start to balance train, we're going to feel shaky. We're going to feel like, oh, I'm uncomfortable here. But in time, you're going to notice, like, did you notice, guys, when you did the crossover with one foot over the other foot, when we did our last stretch, it's a little wobbly, right? So it's okay to put your hand on a chair and just bend a little bit. That's perfectly fine. In time, you're going to feel comfortable with your legs crossed, and then you can freely go down and perform that movement. That's why I'm so proud of Lacers in just doing this training, because you guys are learning something that most of us don't know or learn, and that is how to protect our balance, our strength, our fitness, our well-being long into retirement, beyond retirement, in our 90s. And when we hit 100, we're still doing it. We're still training. So Jen, I hope that helps. Please make sure to feel comfortable using a chair or anything that provides you with support. If you feel uncomfortable, definitely start there, and then you can progress. Good. Anybody else? Any other questions? These are great questions. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's dive into our why stuff, guys. Let's dive back in. In fact, let me get to that. Here we go. I'm going to come all the way up here. Let me jump. I'm going to give you a little assessment. So let's feel free. Don't have to write these questions down. These will be in your notes. This is in the PDF that we have for you. I'd love for you to answer on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being never, 5 being often. I'd love for you to answer each of these questions. Okay, let's start with the first one. I have a clear understanding of my purpose, my why in life. Okay, is that never? I don't feel like I really have that down right now, or is it often? I know what it is. Like Marshall, he knew it. He said it right away. He said, Sean, it's my grandkids. That's my purpose. I had a pastor friend of mine, guys. I'll just share this with you. He told me, we were in a chow line at a men's retreat, and I remember him looking at me saying, hey, Sean, I want to lose, I think it was like 60 pounds. And he quickly said to me, this is why. And I'm like, okay, I'm all ears. And he said this, and again, this is really specific for him, his calling. He said, I want to share God's love with as many people as I can, as long as I can. Beautiful. One sentence, one statement that met his greater calling in life of what it was. That's why he wanted to lose weight. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. This is like beyond brilliant. Connecting to something that's much greater than us, right? So again, that could be family. It could be a calling, a profession. It could be something else in your life that you feel like, I really want to accomplish this, right? Number
Hey,
two.
Sean,
Yes,
before
Steph.
we move to number 2, what
Yeah.
if you don't have a clear understanding of your purpose? What would you say in that case?
You know, it's such a great question, Stephanie. I mean, I think pursuing our purpose and our why, this is something that it's humbling, because as a trainer, I learned this, I think, through my clients, the importance of this. I think I shared this with you guys, but I think this is important to share again. I had a client whose name was Frank. I remember him coming in and telling me, he said to me, he goes, Sean, I don't get all this health, fitness. I just don't get it. And Frank was over 400 pounds. He was about 5'8". He was a plumber, but he was a very intimidating man. He came in angry when we were talking. And I thought, as a young exercise physiologist trainer, right, I'm going to give him an answer that he'll remember, and hopefully it'll help. I said to him, I go, hey, Frank, well, I understand what you're saying, but did you know you could live 7 more years based upon the current research on health and fitness? I'm thinking, oh, he's going to go, wow, that's awesome. I would love to be able to extend my lifespan at over 7 years. You know what he said? He looked at me like he wanted to hit me. And he did. He basically looked at me and said, what if you don't want to live 7 more years? And I did not know what to say to him. I sat there dumbfounded, like I had no response, guys. I had nothing to say back to him. Thankfully, gracefully, Frank forgave me. I mean, he left kind of in a tiff. He was there because his company made him go to fill out this questionnaire. That's why he came in the office. He wasn't there because he wanted to be there. He was there because he wanted the incentive that he would receive by filling out this questionnaire. But here's what happened. I think I've shared this with you guys, haven't I? Frank came back, and he came back daily. And because I learned that first day, like, okay, Sean, you need to listen and understand where Frank's coming from. This is what I didn't know. Frank served in Vietnam. Frank came back from that war so broken, so hurting. He began to share with me some of the difficulty in sleeping, in living, in relating. I mean, I didn't know what was beyond this gruff, big, strong plumber, right? That was super intimidating. But as he began to share with me, I just slowly became his confidant and his friend. And this is what's fascinating, Steph. So I'm coming back to your question, a long answer to your question. It took over, I would say, well over 8 months, 6 to 8 months, when Frank finally came to me and said, hey, Sean, do you remember that day, that first day you talked about exercise? He goes, hey, can you help me with an exercise program? And I'm like, I know the question you probably have in your mind. I asked it. I said, why, Frank, why now? And so that's the big question, why? And Frank said, right away, he said, it's for my daughter. I said, what do you mean it's for your daughter? And he said, well, my daughter's 12 years old. And he goes, I want to walk her down the aisle when she gets married. And I'm like, wow. Like, he had a tear in his eye as he was sharing it. And I had a tear in my eye as he was sharing. That's a much greater why. So, Steph, to answer your question, it does take time. But as we begin to ask ourselves these questions, there are clues. I'm going to give you one today, one exercise that I really want you to practice. I really want you to dig in. I'd love to hear from each of you. I would love for you to email me. I would love for you to share with me your why. But Steph, like, we've done workshops for Lacers on this, and this is something that literally I think is something that we can coach people on. And that's why I'm glad we're bringing it into this environment. Especially if you've been through this training before, you're probably hearing things that you haven't heard before. Even though they may be the same story or something like this assessment. Some of you have done this assessment, but you're in a different place right now. What I've discovered, the short answer to Stephanie's question, is it demands paying attention to clues. Like, what are your strengths? What has God given you in your life that you know is a strength? It could be you're very creative. It could be that you're a leader. It's natural for you, right? It could be that someone that is very gifted in writing, and you have it in your mind that there's a memoir, a book that I really want to write. That could become your calling and your why. But there are a number of exercises that we've developed over the years that I'm going to give you a couple just now. But in time, Steph, I think it would be really cool to come back to a workshop training where not only do we introduce the topic like we're doing now, but we're beginning to support each other, work together, discuss that. What is your why? Like, I'm going to show you in a moment what I'm going to show you a few pictures of other people's whys. But I think this first step is really understanding your answers to these questions. So, Steph, does that even remotely come close to an answer for you?
Yeah, what I got out of what you shared was keep asking, keep going, and don't give up.
Amen. Yeah, if you're a faith-based person, I would definitely throw in praying there, right? And seeking and looking for those clues. And I do think our why changes. I do think that there are seasons of life where, like my friend John, our pastor friend, his calling very young was to serve in that capacity. He knew it and he went that direction. And there were days it was really hard, like, why am I doing this? But what propelled him and pulled him through was that commitment to his calling, right? Some of us have never had that experience. We've never had that sense of calling. But this is where you need to start literally pulling up those rocks and looking and asking questions like this, like, what brings joy? What brings joy to my heart? What brings something like, I have another friend of mine who was a missionary in China. He was called to do that. But as he left China and came back to the United States, he didn't know what to do. He said to me, he goes, I felt lost. So he began to ask questions like this: what brings joy and fulfillment to my life? And then he's asked this question. I love this question. What do I enjoy doing? What's fun? Like, remember our parents used to say that, guys, like, if you find a job that you love, you're not going to work a day in your life, right? You're just going to love it. And let me say this too. There may be situations where most of us are retired. Most of us are in a retirement setting, right? But you may have a job that you're really not fond of, but you have great purpose outside of that job or even within that job. You find purpose, right? I'm convinced that sometimes we're in situations that are difficult and hard, but there's a purpose to be found there too, right? There's a reason, a much greater reason. So Steph, I think you're spot on. The questions that we're going to be continuing to ask, and if you guys like, I will add these purpose questions to our trainings. So we always have a weaving of the purpose throughout the training. That may help too, as far as digging. So the question number 2, I allow myself to dream and find ways to realize my dreams. Like, do you give yourself space to ask yourself, what's a dream of mine? What's a hope that I have? What's something I'd like to fulfill? It could be anything. It could be going to a foreign country and visiting Italy or Germany or Israel or whatever it may be. That's something that provides a lot of hope. It's pulling us, right? It could be anything. It could be writing a book. It could be, I've had clients tell me, I want to learn how to become a stand-up comic at like 65 years old. Oh, that's awesome. That's, again, a why. That's something that they can strive for, they can train for. Let's go to the next one. Number 3. I contemplate my life's purpose, my why, before beginning my day. This is a big one. This is really important. Research has shown if you write your why down and keep it in front of you, it propels you. It pulls you on those days where you don't want to walk, when you don't want to eat healthy. Because again, earlier in our workout, I said to you, write down the phrase, this is why I train. This is why I move. This is why I exercise, because I want to fulfill a greater purpose in my life. It's not just a move for, and let me say this, it's not just a move for health benefit. That's too abstract. It's too far away, right? And research shows this. We used to think that would motivate. Like Frank, oh my goodness. I said, Frank, you're going to live 7 more years. I thought that's gold. Frank's like, nope, that didn't help me. Like, he schooled me that day. He taught me a lesson. He's like, that doesn't help. And research showed that was over 25 years ago that happened. Research now shows your why has to be connected to things that are super important to you, like family, like faith, like a calling, like something that's going to pull you. Health is one of them, but it's not really a strong one, which is really interesting. Number 4. I strive daily to reach my life's purpose and personal potential, whatever that may be. Again, never too often. Give yourself a little score. That'll just help you. This is a big one, Steph, coming back to your question. Strength finding has been super helpful, and I can provide you all with a website that you can go to, Strength Finder. I believe it's strengthfinder.com, where you can take a full-on assessment. It's free. They do tremendous research with the individuals that have taken. It's like, I think millions of people have taken this assessment, but it gives you a list of your strengths. Like, what are you really strong in? Like, what areas? Again, some of us may be super disciplined. Discipline's easy for us. Some of us were really organized. Some of us, again, like, are strong leaders or whatever it may be. That, in my opinion, is a God-given gift. It's something that you can nurture and get stronger in, but identifying them is super helpful when you're looking at your purpose. Number 6, my life today is rewarding and based upon my deepest values and passion. Okay, we're going to do a value exercise in just a moment that I think is going to help. What are your deeper values? Like, what is meaningful to you? What, at the end of your life, when you look back, what are the things that you really feel like, that's the person I wanted to become, and I'm happy that I went down that road, right? Number 7, I'm clear and content with what are my greater talents and personal strengths. Again, notice the theme here. We've discovered that people of significant purpose begin to really get in touch with their strengths and their talents, right? That doesn't mean we can't develop those, but it's really important to identify them, okay? Number 8, I express and regularly utilize my talents and gifts and my abilities in all aspects of life. I love this question because individuals that have strong purpose, wherever they are, they can be in a taxi cab, an Uber, Lyft. It could be at a family gathering. but yet the purpose still permeates through them. So it's not just what we do, it's who we are, right? There's an identity aspect to that that's super important. Okay, so go ahead and answer that again. And again, be very gracious to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You may not have had an opportunity to really think through some of these questions. I think number 9 is really good too. I believe I make a significant difference in the life of others. And again, if you take a moment to think about the individuals of your sphere of influence, and we're going to do an exercise in just a moment. Who are those that are closest to you?
It's here, Sylvester.
Who are the individuals that are significant in your life? That's what you want to think about. Are you making an impact? And if not, what can you begin to do that will help create a significant impact in life? And it could be this, guys. I'm going to write a letter. I'm going to just send a text. I'm going to send a daily text to my daughter, my son, my next door neighbor. I'm going to just encourage somebody, right? I'm going to start writing. I knew a woman who, she was an amazing individual. She would make sweaters. She loved to crochet. It was fun. So again, fun, joyful. She was really good at it. She was great at crocheting, but she would crochet these beautiful little sweaters. And she would make them for people that were usually hurting or struggling, or having a hard time. It became like a calling for her, right? And that was her greater purpose. So again, you can stumble across it as well. And then the last one, I feel a part of something much larger than myself. I think Marshall nailed it when he talked about his grandkids being his, like, that's bigger. That's bigger than an NFL contract. That's bigger than, influencing the next generation, the impact that can have. And guys, here's what's cool. It pulls us. It helps us as we're aging, right? As we're getting older. What do I want the next 10 years to look like? Right? Ask yourself that question. What do I want to do over the next 10 years to make a significant impact in my life, but also others' lives, right? Super important to ask those types of questions. So let's go to an exercise. Total your score. Take a look at it. Again, if you score low, don't worry about that. It's super important to do these exercises that I'm going to give you right now. Okay. So this is a picture of my mom. I think I've shared this with many of you and my 2 kids. That's my son, Joel, and my daughter, Brooke. This is a significant part of my why. But I'm sharing this picture with you because this was my mom's 90th birthday. And what I want you to do right now, guys, is take a moment, just sit back, take a deep breath, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And what I want you to do is I want you to go to your 90th birthday. Okay, see yourself at 90. What do you look like? What do you hope to look like? What do you hope to feel like at 90? And I want you just right now to picture around you, your family, your friends, those that you really want to be at your 90th birthday party. See them. And I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. And this is what I want you to do. You can open your eyes if you want to. Who is there is a very important question. Who are the most important people in your life? Jot that down. You want to note that. And then secondly, what do they say? What do you find that group of individuals saying to you? Like, Sean, you really expressed compassion to me throughout my time together with you. I felt that was something that you were gifted at. So again, write down that phrase, compassion. And it was, let's say it was your son or your daughter or your grandkid that said that to you. You were just compassionate. And notice what we're doing here, guys. We're creating a scenario that we're going to be at our 90th birthday, and we're going to have people share with us the impact that we've had in their life. So when we write down compassion, loving, caring, thoughtful, whatever it may be, those are goals. Those are things we can strive for. Like, we may feel like, I've missed the boat on some of these things. Like we all have. We've all missed it in some ways, right? It doesn't mean we can't get that back now. We can. And we have the time and the energy to do that. So what do you want others to say about you? That's a great thought. And then the last one, what's the one thing you would want said? What's the one thing you would want said at your 90th birthday? That is a clue, everybody, that will help propel you to your purpose. What is one thing you would want said about you? I'm going to pause for a second because I've been talking a lot. And I want to see if anybody has any questions or any thoughts you want to share with us regarding those questions.
I feel like those are some deep questions because, a lot of times I know we don't take the time to think about those things. So it's very, odd kind of, and it kind of hits you like, really, what do I want people to say?
No, yeah, good, Crystal, good. It's not, it's a hard, it is, we're strength training right now. Like, so some of you may be thinking, Sean, be quiet and let's get to the workout. But this, in my opinion, is more important than doing another workout because we are working out right now. We're working out here, right? We're working out here. So some of you have seen my shirt, right? I wore this on purpose. Iron Dad. It's not me. I'm not saying I'm an Iron Dad. Honestly, a friend of mine, my next door neighbor, I'm going to share with y'all when I see you guys live at our event next month, right? His name is Jay. He's such a beautiful man, inside and out. He's a model. He's not a model, but he looks like a model. Just this big, strong, burly guy. He's in his 30s, 40s maybe now. He has a beautiful daughter, but he was diagnosed with cancer, guys, terminal brain cancer. To see him find his purpose during a dark time, a difficult time, and he's wrestled with it. It's been hard, but I want to share with you, it's so cool. He was diagnosed, I think it's been over 5 years now. And Jay had this vision and this idea, this thought popped into his head. I'm going to do a triathlon. Now, he wasn't a swimmer. He wasn't really a biker. He really wasn't a runner. He was in good shape, but he just had this thought, I want to do a triathlon. And this is why. He said, his daughter's name is Hope. And he said, basically, I'm doing it for my daughter. I want to teach her that we can do hard things. I want to teach her if I'm not here, she's going to learn from my training, my triathlon, going through chemo while training. He was running and swimming and biking while on chemo. So guys, Ironman is even a higher level of triathlon, right? This is like the pinnacle, right? I forget what it is now. I want to say it's a marathon. It's a 2-mile swim. And I think it's over 100-mile bike ride. It's like enormous, right? It's much bigger than any triathlon. So this was during COVID. Usually he could go to Hawaii and do a triathlon. Everybody would celebrate it, right? This is during COVID. So guess what? ESPN got a hold of his story. They got a hold of this and said to them, okay, we want to understand what's propelling this guy. And it was primarily to teach his daughter.
Today between 1 and 2 if that's a good time frame.
Yeah, that's
There we go. I think we got it. So anyways, long story short, Jay began to train. And there were days, guys, I'd see him and he was not feeling good, but he found a way to get through it. He found a way to push through it. Jay also is dear to our family's heart because he was my kid's youth pastor, right? Lovely man. And then he became a senior pastor, an adult pastor, another pastor. Anyways, they decided to have the finish line for his triathlon in our neighborhood. And guys, there were hundreds of people at the finish line for him with press. ESPN was there, cameras rolling. When he crossed that finish line, it was unbelievable. we didn't know. He was about an hour and a half late from what his times usually were. He was so sick during his run, but guess what? His trainer, his individual that helped him with the triathlon, she actually drove out to meet him on the course because he was done. He didn't want to finish. He was just done. She helped him, literally helped him by encouraging him, and he finished the triathlon. So long story short, Jay is thriving today. He's so healthy. He's so well. He continues to get checkups, but the doctors are like, we don't know how you're surviving. We don't have any idea what's going on here, right? We know why. We know why. And Jay found a deep sense of purpose in this struggle. One of the darkest times any of us could ever experience. He found something like, I want to use this as an opportunity to speak to my daughter. How amazing is that? So Jay wrote a book, and it's actually something that he asked me to look at. I've actually had an opportunity to read it first. I was so privileged to do that. And they're making a full-on movie about Jay's life. So guys, think about this. From diagnosis, dark day, to like now, Jay's just on, he tells me all the time, he goes, Sean, I'm along for the ride. Like, I'm just like, I don't even know what's here today, but whatever I'm called to do, I'm going to do it. He's fearless. Now, don't misunderstand me. He has days of fear. He has moments of fear like any human being would, but he keeps turning that over and saying, it's not on me. It's not just up to me. Family, friends, faith, all of that together pulls us through, right? So it's such a great story. I wish I had a picture. I'll share with you next time my picture of Jay crossing the finish line, and you'll be seeing the movie's going to be coming out pretty soon. It won an award already for such an inspiring movie. But Jay is thriving. He's doing so well. And yeah, so anyways, love it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. So sorry, I got off track, guys. Questions, any questions or thoughts, please? This is deep. This is something that, I think can be hard too. Like, if you feel like I don't know my why, please give yourself grace. Please give yourself, like, how would you speak to a child that's asking you, like, Mom, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life? It's like, you put your arms around that little child and say, okay, honey, let's sit down and talk about it, right? Please be gracious to yourself, and be patient, because it can take time. But I would encourage you, really think about, take some time to step away from life, because it gets so busy, to just ponder that one question about, what's the one thing you would want said about you? The one thing. That's like Jay, the one thing for him was resilience. It permeated his book. This is why the shirt was made. Iron Dad was for Jay. The name of the movie initially was Iron Dad. But Jay even said that, he goes, I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about my daughter. I want her to know, to be a strong woman, to go through life and take on the things that would tackle most people. You can do it. You can do it. And guys, think about that as a parent. Oh, what? No greater lesson that we could teach our kids. Like King Richard, what did he teach those girls? Oh my gosh, be fearless. You're a champion. You can do this. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, we got a lot of chat coming in here, I think. Crystal, is that?
Let me see. Yeah, Ellen said that's a great story of Jay. Thank you, Sean. That was the most recent one. Let me see the others. Okay, yeah, Bernadette says she liked question number 3 because I am motivated daily by my schedule, including this class today.
Thank you, Bernadette. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. So good. So good. Yeah, I don't want to embarrass anybody on this call, but you all are heroes to me. I mean, there are things we're walking through that just are tough. I mean, life is definitely not easy, right? But
Mhm, mhm.
navigating so well, and so proud of you. And I know you know who I'm talking about, and I'm just so proud of you. I give you a big hug right now.
Mhm.
So thankful for you and your witness.
Mhm.
Makes me just emotional to think about.
Mhm.
That, guys, that's why we train, right? That's why we do this class, because we remind each other that life's going to throw stuff at us, but together we're stronger. Together we're right. Okay, we're coming up on the hour. I would love to hear from you. What's one thing you're taking from today? One thing, and I'd love for each of you either shout it out on chat or unmute yourself and tell us one thing that you're taking away from today. And because it will strengthen all of us just by you sharing. Crystal, I'll start with you. What's your one thing, Crystal?
Okay, well, let me read. Charlene put something in the
Sure.
chat. She says, I see my purpose as, wait, hold up, another one. I see my purpose as peeling an onion. Each layer is part of my purpose. And it's about the journey. That's it, Charlene.
Love it,
And,
Charlene.
and that's one word is persevere.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good.
And mine is just, to be mindful of my purpose every day and to strive towards it, strive towards accomplishing whatever my goals and my purposes are. I realize things distract us, each and every day, but just to be mindful of what it is I want to achieve in life.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you,
Okay,
Crystal.
Irene says, revisit our purpose in our lives. Your discussion made us focus on this important life skill.
Thanks, Irene. Good.
Susie says, I keep trying and never give up to reach my goals. That's it, Susie.
So good, Susie. So good. Guys, when we do our event, remind me, Crystal, of the date of our event coming up in July. I want to say it's the
It's the 13th.
13th. The 13th. Yeah, put that on your calendar, guys. July 13th.
A financial and fitness summit.
Yes. And one of the things I'm going to be sharing with everybody is the power of dreaming, the power of setting goals, life goals, right? And we're talking about that right now. Don't be afraid to do that. I think a lot of us avoid writing down our goals, our hopes, because we feel like, well, what if I don't accomplish that? I'm going to feel bad, right? I want you to flip it on its head and start dreaming again. Like when we were children, do you guys remember dreaming? Like we would dream all the time. I mean, that was the joy of childhood when we were constantly imagining like, oh, I want to be that, or I want to do that. We need to bring that back. It really provides a significant amount of purpose. I see Bernadette said, be resilient despite what life throws my way. I love that. Yeah. Iron Bernadette, right? Exactly. Strong and resilient. Good. Anybody else want to share before we chime off today? This is great. Crystal, I think Rachel popped one in there. Can you see that one? I can read it, Crystal, if you like. Not a problem. I think you're muted there. So yeah, Rachel said, I've always thought that everyone needs a purpose in life. When you don't, you tend to close down. I've seen that as I watch my mom age. She's 100 and will be 101 in October, God willing. When she is communicating with others, she's more bright. Yeah, it's so true, Rachel. It's so true. And I do think there are different seasons of life where, like Jay's a great example. He was thrown this curveball. He was this healthy, good-looking, professional, family was great marriage, everything was great. And then here it comes, a day where it changes everything. But Jay flipped it like, okay, I got this curveball. What am I going to do with this? How can I find purpose in this dark tunnel? How do I strike a match so I can see just today? Like, how do I get through? And he did it. He found it. He found it through his faith, and others. So thank you, Ray.